This is the Real Eyes Recognized podcast.
Now your hosts, Dustin Gutkowski and UFC fighter Kevin Holland.
Hey everyone, episode 5 of Real Eyes Recognized. I got Dustin here to my right, Kevin here to my left. And we wanted to do something a little bit different today, a little bit more intimate with us three. What are you doing? Why are you blocking the mics? What's going on?
He was breathing heavy.
Oh, you're breathing heavy?
No, I remember last time.
Got
the mic thing.
Oh, you got a big black mic in your face?
The picture that you guys have?
Yeah.
I mean, my bad. I'm covering it. You know the picture that you guys have last time? Yeah, I just had to my bad.
We got a nice picture of me and Kevin on my Instagram if you guys want to go look at it.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It's a nice picture. And appropriately, you're wearing an OnlyFans shirt. And the photo is actually be perfect for OnlyFans.
And your shoes are wonderful.
Yeah. Shoes are fun. Can you show some shoes? I want to put my
shoe action
shoes down, actually, because you're making me feel I have like shoe phobia now, I guess.
My bad.
It's all right. It's good. It's fire.
You know, it's like I buy a lot of shoes, but honestly, these were gifted to me.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly who gifted to me. We'd have to ask my manager, but yeah, appreciate these fucking shoes.
Shout out to the guy that gave them to Kev.
Shout out to the person who gave me these shoes. You are golden. Yeah.
This is awesome, guys. Episode 5, as Adaire would say, introduced. So we're just getting rolling. Biscuit again, shout out. Episode number 5. But hey, guys, look, we're just getting started, right? We're just getting started. We traveled. We've had some fun times. I think we've had a different set each time now.
Yeah.
We got to go to Houston to do a show. It was great. Phenomenal to travel. And then we're looking at going to New York. We're looking at going to Cali. We've got a couple of things lined up.
SneakerCon was nice.
SneakerCon was nice.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was amazing, right? Just for episode 5. So we're just getting started. So, hey, bear with us, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. We're learning as we go. So we got a bunch of topics today, but I want to start off with a fun topic. So a little birdie. Now I'm holding the mic. Now you got me all messed up. So a birdie, just a little birdie, told me that there was an incident.
Who was this birdie? My Instagram?
No, that's Twitter, I think, is a bird. Instagram's a photo that told me you maybe slapped some titties recently or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But before you go there, it's not just any titty. What? I heard that there was a little maybe alter.
I'm not going to even say the name. Let's just put it this way. Let's just not say the name.
Okay,
right?
I like that. You guess if you can guess it.
Yeah, it got brought back up to me though because I got a message, right? And this dude was like, just completely just slandering my name, just going off. I guess he wasn't slandering because he was right. And he was like, yeah, you're like 0-4 against my guys. And I'm like, damn, who the fuck are your guys? And he starts naming his guys. And I'm like, well, that guy came to us for some money. You know what I mean? He wanted, one of our sponsors, maybe the sponsor I'm wearing right now. Shout out to OnlyFans. I probably got this new watch because of you. You are the best. And you allow me to do crazy things.
And you can sponsor the podcast.
You can sponsor. Yeah. We might make that one freaky and not free. Yeah. So, so I'm at the UFC PI, same time as the last UFC pay-per-view event that I was on. It was a good time there. I'm getting worked on, right? So I'm getting worked on, and big time manager comes in there, and dude's like says, "What's up?" And I just look at him, don't have anything to say. It's not my manager. I don't do business with him.
Yeah.
It's like I've seen some little things here and there, so I was like, posted a meme about the guy before, so I figured there's no love there. And I guess since I didn't talk to him, I made him feel some type of way. So he said something again. And I didn't look at him, just kept watching the TV. So then he said something again, and I was like, bruh, I ain't trying to talk to you. So he was like, oh, what's your problem? I was like, bro, I ain't got a fucking problem. I just don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? I don't talk to motherfuckers like you. People like me. He's like, oh, bro, you got a fight coming up. You know what I mean? We could talk about this like men after the fight. So when he said talk about this like men, I was like,
that's a line in the sand.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, you trying to fight or something? Yeah. I'm like, talk like men. So instantly, I'm like, yo, don't put the needles in me. Yo, let me go. Hold on, sit up. I'm like, what the fuck you mean talk like men? So we going back and forth. So I'm like, yeah, we can, I'm like, there's kids in there. It's not normal. There's young people inside the PI. So I'm like, bro, come on, let's go upstairs. You know what I'm saying? We can talk right now. You ain't got to worry about the fight. Let's go have this conversation like men. You know what I mean? You can tell me what like men means outside over here, away from these people. So, we get out there, and I don't think the guy's racist or nothing like that. So don't take that out of context on this one. But I was like, yeah, so my nigga, what the fuck that shit mean? You know what I mean? I was in the zone. I don't mean to talk, but sometimes I get in that zone. So when I said my nigga, he said my nigga, and when he said it, I just slapped his titty like, boy, what's wrong with you? Don't say that. You know, he was like, I'm from Africa, and I was like, what do you mean you're from Africa? You're a rat. And he was like, so his buddy was like, don't call us no fucking rat. He just started going off, and I was like,
what is he coming to America?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, where's this guy coming from? Yelling with this guy. So the same guy that was yelling was in my DMs talking about his guys did this and did that. So you know, I sent him a little picture of some jewelry and shit. I was like, y'all bought that. You know what I'm saying? Since you guys did that last fight for me, I appreciate that. Y'all bought this. And he was like, no, congratulations on the money. I'm like, why they change the tone? He's like, oh no big deal. I'm like, oh, so you his guy? I'm like, oh, so I know who you is. I'm like, so I'm gonna slap your titty next time I see you. I ain't gonna slap his titty. I'm gonna slap your titties. I'm just titty slapping now. I'm just walking around just pow slapping titties.
Is that an effective
I mean,
thing to do?
I
just want to know because
dude, I've seen videos of dude fighting before and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, like when I slapped his titty, it just jumped like bloop. You know what I mean? He got a nice sized chest. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a Buckley chest. So when I slapped his titty, it was like blang. You know what I mean? And he kind of looked at me like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, slap my titty.
What do you do with that? That's a good move. That's like throw off guard.
Yeah.
I think it would shock people,
Yeah. But
Captain say no eye poke.
But props to the guy. He does from what everybody says and from what, it looks like he does good work. But Conor McGregor said he's a rat, so he's a fucking rat. That was my content.
I bet nobody can guess it.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor. We need Conor McGregor back in the MMA world, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Conor McGregor
What makes bank?
He was pre-coke Conor McGregor. I mean, Conor McGregor, look what he did.
Even on the coke, he was probably fabulous.
He was. Who was it recently that asked if he was going to fight again?
I don't think he's ever been on. It's been proved that he's been on coke, right?
Was it Justin Gaethje?
I think it was Justin Gaethje.
And he said, and he replied, and he said,
Bro,
whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah, whenever I want.
Yeah.
I was like on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big Conor fan.
Huge,
so
man.
Oh my
it's like
gosh,
me
who
personally.
isn't? Well,
I don't think Conor's done anything wrong besides punching an old man and knocking the phone out of the guy's hand. And I don't think knocking the phone out the guy's hand was really that bad.
Man. But I mean, look, it's just obviously we were at SneakerCon with you. We were just trying to get food.
Yeah,
it's like, look, man. You obviously, shout out to your fans, right? Without fans, you don't have anyone, right? Yeah. So like, it's a weird dynamic. If you don't have fans, you don't get big fights, right? You got to have fans. You got to show love. But it's like, man, my guy's eating. He's got literally food in his mouth, and it's like,
let me get a picture.
Yeah. Oh no, wait. Oh, and like and it's so like that was see why man just good guy eat right. Yeah. So somebody coming up to you at 2 a.m. You probably had a few drinks and kind of trying to shove a phone in your face. Conor McGregor.
There has to be a point when you get tired of that shit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a time and place for those things. I come from the fashion world and entertainment world, so I've been around the people that have had to deal with that. And I've been in those moments when truly, like, I don't want to say normal people, like they're any different, but people that don't live in that lifestyle, they don't know how to act. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like they can't judge just distance of like respect. You know, like, hey, I'm talking to my kid, or I'm on the phone with my wife, or simple stuff. And they just think that you belong to them in that moment because they see you and they know they're probably not going to see you again. Exactly. So it's like they just forget that you're human. And I think that's what pisses people off.
Yeah, no, and
it's like I can't even eat. Can I even go to the bathroom? Like,
it's tough. But I use like Dustin Poirier. I wasn't like a huge Dustin Poirier fan. Like, nothing against him. I think he's a good. Like, he was a good. I don't know, but he's a good guy. But when we were at UFC in Houston, when everybody kept coming up, Dustin, Connor, my son was like, "Oh, Dad, that's his name." And I told the story is that, hey, you see both sides of it. He had been asked for photos like nonstop at the Houston card. Like they had a line around and they had to have like security. And so I'm thankful my son understands that. He's like, Daddy, I don't want to bother him. Well, he wanted a photo, but he was leaving. So many people were guarding him that they took him through the gate so he could just get out, right? And my son, 5 years old, goes, Daddy, I don't want to bother, I don't want a photo. But Poirier heard that. And Poirier, like, he wants a photo. I was like, yeah, go ahead, man, you're good, And he goes, no, grab him. And he pulled him over the gate and took the photo with him. And he held up the fist, and then Connor's holding up the fist. But then in that moment, too, it's like you said, you don't want to bother, but you made a 5-year-old's night. Yeah. Right. And you gained a fan for life. But he chose
to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Was his decision,
but it's like you're bothering them, but hey, you're used to it. Like Kevin's used to the 1,000 people that come up to him at SneakerCon, right? But the 999 that you're fed up with, that might have been his only chance to meet someone that's impacted his life. So it's
Right.
it's that weird dynamic of, like, in roofing, we don't have to deal with that. Nobody comes up to us like, sign my shingles, just like to live a normal life.
Yeah.
But it is though, right? Like seeing my
cool.
son.
It's pretty cool though. So we were at Olive Garden earlier. Guys, shout out to the guys who made weight. My boy Joel, Cam, they both made weight. Really good job. And bro, it's always crazy when teammates are cutting weight. It's always easier when I'm cutting weight. So it's like we go to Olive Garden, having a good meal, and those two, they went and did their own thing. But we're at Olive Garden eating with another buddy, and I guess they knew who I was, so they just kept bringing bread, and, more of this.
Olive Garden,
bread.
so fire,
bro.
Oh my god,
it was like, how can you complain? So it's like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
And I know those times where I'm just like, I really don't feel like dealing with it. But it's like, if you give me a quick smoke break, safety meeting right quick, I'll come right back to you. And
Do
I'm
your
good to
thing.
go. You just got to let me get a little bit of my little heavenly, lifted, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll be right back to you.
It's how they approach you too. There's like
It
different-
is. It's like their intentions.
Some
'Cause
have
some people
attitudes.
are just they're
They're like, you have to take a picture of me. I'm like, whoa.
That's why you get your phone smacked away.
Yeah, I don't have to do anything, but I will, but I don't have to.
It's like that. It's how you approach it. But so the Conor McGregor, if I would, let's say who's on your Rushmore, right? Pure fighting. I don't know if he's on your Rushmore's pure fighting standpoint. Guy's good. Guy's great. Phenomenal.
Success in the sport, though.
Yeah, but he changes the landscape of
Rushmore.
the company and the sport for everybody, right? Like the paydays, the eyes that got on it. You look at the ESPN deal. You look at Conor McGregor changed it. Love or hate him, right? Doesn't mean you have to agree with him.
Yeah.
And he's the only guy to ever take a round from Khabib, which is insane.
Yeah.
Think about all Khabib's fights. Conor McGregor,
Successful liquor company.
so kill it.
I mean,
we need him back.
Yeah.
We need him back. And he's the only guy not to touch. He snapped his leg in half and then called out a guy's wife for being in the DMs when he's
while he was on the ground.
yeah.
Wild. He's a madman.
Yeah, this is wild, but he was good for the sport and good for everything.
Gotta love Conor.
I love him, absolutely.
I like Max Holloway too.
Warrior,
Love Max.
absolutely. Who is on your Rushmore? Start if you could go all time
fighting?
Yeah, all time fighting. I think we talked before about current, right? I think we all said current, but like all time fighting Rushmore, UFC or mixed martial arts. Let's not go boxing, get it too mixed up.
Man,
But Rushmore, top 4 or 4. That's
I was gonna put Mike Tyson up there.
yeah, Mike Tyson's.
I gotta.
Yeah.
Fucking love.
I
Mike
just
Tyson.
think I think combat athlete. Period.
Combat.
Yeah, go ahead. Combat athlete. Period.
Oh man, this is hard. I've never met her, but I would want to talk to her as Ronda Rousey. I want to meet her and talk to her just because of the way that her rise,
Yep.
her whole journey in that, and then when she got to the top and she lost, and the way people treated her immediately after, and her fall down, and the shit talking that she still receives today from professionals. I just, I don't know how she deals with it. I feel like she got to a place where she was like, fuck all you guys, I'm going to live my life and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I used to not be a big fan of her in the beginning because I didn't like the way she held herself. But then I was like, you know what? It's TV. It's entertainment. And then just watching her whole journey and the way she was treated, I don't know. I think she would be somebody that would have a good story.
Put
inside.
women's MMA on the map.
Yeah. She changed a lot for a lot of women. So, let's see who else. Man, this is hard. I would say Bruce Lee too, but he's not here anymore.
Yeah, be still Rushmore.
He's
Anybody?
still-
yeah,
he's still up
yeah,
there.
anyone.
And I had a huge crush on him, so
Fun fact: I just ordered some new swag, Tyson and Bruce Lee posters.
boom.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun stuff.
Yeah.
Who would be my final one? I don't know. I don't know who my final one would be. I have to think about it.
What about you?
Man, John Jones, Rushmore for sure.
Oh shit, John.
I'll do MMA because I think John Jones, GSP was on Rushmore.
Yeah.
His fight, Anderson Silva, probably a little bit of a homer there.
Yeah.
But his striking was just freaking phenomenal, and he just pieced people up, man. I don't know if the injury, but pure just fighting, yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go John Jones, which I think is the GOAT, GSP, Anderson Silva, and pure fighting, man. Just like it's weird because I think guys back in the day obviously were more one dimensional than they were now. So many guys are just skilled in everything. You know, it used to be guys, you had like Hoist Gracie back in the day, like first one, he was just a jiu-jitsu guy, wasn't a striker, and then you got strikers. But, man, I don't know who I'd have there. I think, although he lost a lot of fights, it's just BJ Penn, man, Matt Hughes, I loved those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's, you know, maybe is great, you say, but
It's your Rushmore.
yeah,
bro.
but you know who I thought was really, really good, man, cut short by injury, and unfortunately he's going through his stuff, but Cain Velasquez, man, that dude was a beast at heavyweight. I thought he could have been really good. I thought he was kind of what-if guy with the injuries, but ironically, man, I think the guy that's probably just skilled, he just ran into the wrong guy. You got to either put, for me, I think Usman or DC, man, just purely from a fight standpoint, how good they were. If DC had never ran into John Jones, he'd probably be undefeated. So I'd have to probably go with one of those two, but lock for sure, those three: Silva, Jones, and the GSP. What about you?
Me personally, bro.
Kevin Holland.
My Mount Rushmore, it's gonna be Connor. He made the most money, so Connor's gonna be at the top of the Rushmore.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, fuck, that's awesome. Double champ and shit like that.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And then we're gonna go. It's gotta be 3 more people, right?
Yeah.
Left, right, and then in the middle. So left nut, right nut. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Besides Connor, like the things that he's done, you know. I mean, GSP, I like the way he's went in and did his thing.
Yeah.
Left on top, came back, still on top. Did another thing to be on top on another weight class, and it took off again. That's pretty amazing as well. I'm gonna do all around combat sports. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to boxing. I'm gonna go Floyd, just because once again the success story. I like that. And then everybody's favorite fighter, Muhammad Ali. So it's like we'll just go with like that.
If we're gonna say that, then I'm gonna add Ann Wolf on mine.
There you go, yeah.
Yep, for boxing.
That's
She
awesome.
was noted to be the best female boxer of all time.
Yeah.
And I didn't choose none of my people because they were the best, quote unquote. 'Cause
Yeah.
pound for pound can always be argued, but I chose my people just because the success stories and it's just what I personally,
Yeah, which is
like the shit they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Floyd, dude. Floyd.
Yeah.
Man, animal.
Yeah. Very smart fighter.
Yeah.
Smart businessman.
Switching it up, you posted something earlier today, which I thought was kind of tangled into what's going on in the world, but the Tom Brady rumors, right? Don't want to talk on people's business, right? But it's all over the place. Says that they both hired a divorce lawyer, but Tom Brady and supermodel Giselle are getting a divorce. Part of the reasons were that she wanted him. She was worried about his health, football, dangerous game, but he wasn't around enough. And then you posted something about how a man is always going to choose not really his career, but more of his dreams, his goals, and chase that. That hit me at home. It hit me hard because me and my wife went through that with being an entrepreneur. But just the thoughts. I think this would be perfect segue into you. What are your thoughts on that? Here you got a supermodel. She's got a net worth higher than him, so let's take that too. So for the guys out there, the guy's got to bring home the bread. She's got a net worth higher than his, so it's not a financial thing.
Yeah, it's not about money.
Not about money. So believe, and they're splitting up because she truly wants him home. What are your thoughts on that as a man, his protector, provider, but then being at home? What do you think on that?
I would actually question to see if there was more than just that going on, because and I can see that, especially being in football, it's dangerous. Especially after a while, and we've seen what it does to athletes over time. So I could see that being a worry, kind of like Rocky and how his wife was with him. But she supported him. But here's the thing, I don't want to speak on their relationship
let's take the outline of their relationship.
The outline of the relationship. I don't want to say that she's not being supportive. I do know as a woman, we want our men to be okay. We want them to live long. We want to live out their lives with them as long as possible. But I also know that when someone makes a decision, like when a man has ambitions, they have to go after those or they will fall into depression. Yeah. They will fall into they won't be happy, right? So you have to, allow a man to make those decisions. I'm not saying to be in his shadow, because I'm not a shadow kind of woman, but I'm also like, you have to respect people's decisions, right? So I can't make someone care more than I do. That's kind of been my mentality, even in my relationship. Like, I can't care more than this person cares. So if this is what they choose to do, then okay, I either have to decide if I want to deal with it or not. And maybe that's just something that she said, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't know if she's seeing signs of his, mental state disintegrating or deteriorating. That's a better word. I don't know what their conversations are like at home. I don't know if it's affecting their romanticism or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, so I can't say, but, I can see why. I can see why after a while people will say, okay, maybe we just need to go our separate ways because we're not going down the same path anymore.
And she said he wouldn't compromise, but I feel like compromise is a word we fucking throw out all the time, where we think compromise is getting what we want. That's not a compromise. We think if he wants to go eat at Olive Garden and I want to go eat at Red Lobster, if I don't compromise and go eat at Olive Garden, he thinks I don't compromise, and if he doesn't go eat at Red Lobster with me, well, he didn't compromise. But compromise is meeting in the middle somewhere or going right. And she said not compromise. So
I think we just stay home and order.
We just DoorDash, just Uber Eats, and then everybody.
This man has solutions.
Listen, listen. That is how you win a negotiation. You know how you win a negotiation? People are like, I'm gonna go to negotiate. It's be the most flexible. Yeah. You go into negotiation, be the most flexible. You win
every time.
Yeah. What do you think?
Shout out to Brady, bro. Shout out to Tom Brady doing his thing.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT. He's definitely the man, hands down, in that field for sure. Shout out to TB, right?
There you go. TB12 and TB.
It's like, me personally, I think he has to do what he has to do. He has to go chase his career. He has to go chase his goals. He has to go set that standard higher than anybody else can. And like you said, he's probably not happy if he's not, living the sport, doing it. I mean, he's gone during the season. He's home when he's not there, hopefully. I'm pretty sure he still spends time with his kids. Maybe she wants more time with her.
Yeah.
Maybe he should. But at the end of the day, he's doing something right now that he could never do again.
Right.
And if you truly love him, and if you're truly there for him, it's like, then you will stick around, And if you feel like because he's gone doing his thing, you can't live your best life, then, hey, say, fuck it. Go do your thing. But shout out to Brady for staying strong, sticking in, and doing what he wants to do. Because I know plenty of men who get in situations like that where their girl's like, hey, you got to choose me, and you can't choose that. And they choose their girl because they're either A, they're scared to be alone, or B, they're just scared to piss her off. And he's like, hey, I'm the man. I'm going to do what I want to do. You don't like it, you're a woman. Do what you got to do. And we're just two adults here doing whatever the fuck we got to do to make it by. He's doing what he has to do to make it by. She's doing what she has to do to make it by. So it's like, props to him, props to her for putting on her big girl boots and saying, hey, fuck you, I got to go. So props to them for just figuring it the fuck out. Yeah. Me personally, I think, everybody has their own little situation, and it's like, maybe they work it out, maybe they don't. Yeah. They couldn't find a solution, so this is the solution. And ultimately, if that stops you from arguing in front of the kids and stuff like that, that's probably the most important thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
And he's the GOAT. He got 2 supermodels pregnant.
So,
go TV12 dude.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, what if? Because I know there's all these people out here that have their opinions about this, and I'm not just saying this because there's 2 men next to me. Because y'all gonna learn about me. Is more you go through the show. But if her husband, told her he wanted her to stop modeling, right?
Yeah.
Would she stop? And how would the public respond to that?
Yeah.
They wouldn't respond to
you to
them.
take every picture of you with your tits out. I want them all to be offline.
I want no. She's a supermodel. She's a supermodel, and she
racist, sexist, all the above.
He would be crucified for telling her to do that, or controlling your woman, all that. So, I just think that people need to think about that if they're going to be judgmental about the situation. Just think about it from the other side and how y'all would react, because I'm pretty sure y'all would say
I would not
else.
I love my wife, and I love my wife and kids more than anything in the world. There's nothing in the world I'd rather do than hang out with my wife and kids. It's like what I love to do. But business is like my video game. I love business. I love being an entrepreneur. I love everything about it. Like it's like building businesses and building people is my fucking video game. Like it's like if you play a dynasty mode or ongoing, it's like what I love to do. But me and my wife had that same conversation a few years ago. Connor was newborn, opening a business. She was pregnant with Kobe, and you think the 8 to 5 stigma, but the 8 to 5 stigma is bullshit, right? You're still gone, right? You're still You think about this: if you 8 to 5, you leave home at 7, you get home at 6, whatever the case may be. You're still gone for 11 hours, and so let's say you're up for 18 or 19, you're still gone for literally 2/3 of the day, right? And so there's working 8 to 5, and so for me, I want to be a protector and provider for my family. There's nothing more on. I want to do that for them, but more I don't do it for them on that. I do it for them to be taken care of, but I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't able to do these things. And we had a conversation about that, and it was like, I will give up anything in the world for you, babe. I love you to death. You're the mother of my children, and I'll always have love for you. I'll give up anything, but the one thing I'll never give up is my goals and dreams. And if you try to make me give those up, it'll never work. And credit to my wife. My wife is she's most supportive. She loves it. She gets it. But I support her on anything she wants to do, right? Whether it be career-wise or do something, I'll do anything to support my wife. She's a stay-at-home mom, which is the hardest job in the world, but she wants to start a career. She knows I'd do anything, whether it be babysitter, do something else, and well, it's going to cost more to get a nanny. Well, go make fucking more money. You're the man, right? You're the man. Go make more money. Put your wife in that position, right? You should be able to do that. And I'm supportive of that. My wife wants to go get a real estate license. Go get your real estate license. I'll open your office. Do whatever you want, because she has that same right, though. I can't be a hypocrite and say, oh, well, I'm gonna chase my dreams and you can't.
Exactly.
Right?
I know one thing for sure though. I need to marry you. What's up?
Hey, bro. Hey, we can. We hit all. We touch all of them there on that. Hey, bro. It'd be interracial gay couple. We're in, bro. Man. We get all the sponsors.
But will you compromise?
Huh? It depends on what. Yeah.
What's your
compromise?
My God.
Yeah.
What's your compromise on your goals?
What about? Hey. We'll see. I don't need no man. Okay. You give me that chain though. We're talking.
now we're talking. Huh? Now we're talking.
Yeah.
See that, ladies and gentlemen?
That's how we go. That's compromise.
Anything can be bought.
Yeah. Anything. Goals and dreams, they can't be bought.
They can be bought. See that? I got them to persuade away.
Yeah. That's called sales 101.
It's 101, honey. Now you know what you got to do. Anytime this man wants to stay in the league, buy him a new chain.
Hey,
out of there.
I'm such an easy close. Chains and shoes, bro. Ain't not people what does it take to get you? Listen, you buy me a chain. My wife knows. I'm like, okay.
You know.
If I got you some shoes, I'm like, okay. What I'm listening. What's up? What do you want?
What do we?
I'm down. I'm good.
You have my undivided attention.
Yeah. What do we got? What's next?
I just can't believe you switched to that so quick. It was
I got
impressive.
One.
Listen,
I got one. For you
got
guys.
one?
I could be persuaded.
I got one for you guys. I got a topic for you guys. Okay. Ooh. The reason why I got this topic is because you guys sent it to me.
I like that. Yeah. Breaking news.
Breaking news. I'm either going to talk about either A, your slap thing, or B, you guys' bet thing. So let's just talk about the bet thing. How does I wonder how the road feels about not being able to bet on their own fights anymore, because I never even knew I could bet on my own fucking fights. If I knew that, I probably would have bet on Chimaev to whoop my ass.
What do you really bet on?
No, fuck no, bro. I'm not that kind of guy.
You know what? But it's probably the only sport that's not. Let me look. Fucking Pete Rose, one of the greatest baseball players ever, is banned from the Baseball Hall of Fame for betting. But he bet on himself to win, never to lose. He never bet on himself to lose. He bet on himself to win, which I think is that's admirable.
It's motivation.
Put your fucking money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Motivation.
Yeah, when I was back, even I was in the gym industry, I used to get in trouble all the time. I have to go to HR because some guy would run his mouth on a conference call, and I'd be like, let's play for pinks, bro. I'll bet you my paycheck. And if you beat me, I'll quit and sign you over my paycheck. And if I beat you, you sign over your paycheck and you quit. Apparently that wasn't corporate friendly HR.
That's not how we do it.
But it's I feel like, it's hey, but I understand it because let's just say, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble, but the rules out before, but hey man, I bet on you against Chimaev.
Yeah.
Right. But what if I did have some insight? You're like, I'm sick, and you tell me, and I tell you, hey bro, I put $100,000, but on you, hey, take a dive and I'll give you 50, right? I understand that side of it because that could happen. Money cures all. And here's what I think is smart with the UFC, and I don't know if this is what's put out, but they're saying friends and family and ties, coaches, you can't bet. But look, man, there's a big dilemma in UFC, and I'm on the UFC sides with this. I think, look, man, you fighter pay. I hate the topic because pay more. That's the answer to everything. But you got to earn your way, right? You got to be the guy that puts butts in the seats and you get bigger fights, co-main event, main event, right? Because you become fan favorite. Look, there's guys making 10 to 10. We know that. there's guys up and coming that are in UFC that are making $10,000 to show, $10,000 to win, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, what if I'm a bettor and you're a huge underdog, or whatever the case may be? You're a huge favorite. Let's say Joe Smith, the fighter, up and coming in UFC. He's a huge favorite. He's a minus 300, and I'm his boy, and he's only making 10 grand for this fight, 20 grand if he wins. And I go and say, hey man, I'm gonna go put 100,000 on you, 150,000 on you. Take a dive, and I'm gonna bet on the other guy. And if I put 100,000 on that dude, he's a plus 400. We win 400,000, and I'm gonna give you 100,000, 150.
Yeah.
You think that's undeniable, but I think it's smart by UFC because look what happened in basketball. What was the ref's name that was fixing games?
Yeah.
I mean, think
well,
about that.
He was cheating. I mean, it came out over time, but I mean, he was betting on the games that he knew.
And he was
but he
reffing.
had inside information.
Yeah.
Right. It does on the UFC side. I see why on a business level. I get it. I think a lot of people are going to be pissed off. I don't know how they're going to regulate it.
Yeah.
I have no idea because you're right. They did say that it can't relatives living in the home. Some or all relatives living in the home, managers, handlers, coaches, teammates, anybody that has inside information that's not public.
Yeah.
Right. They're not allowed to do that. And if a fighter is aware of these things, they should notify the UFC immediately. So
Snitches
they're
get
trying to
ditches,
tell you guys kindly that they would like for you to be a snitch.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna snitch on that. And then,
But you're not. But you're. We know. You know all the rumors out there from you made from 50,000 to 5,000 to 5 million to 800,000. I think was the latest article.
Yeah.
But like you're not making 10,000 to show anymore.
No.
You're put. And so,
I mean, but even when I was making 10, I mean, I'm just different than everybody else.
You love to
It's
fight,
like,
though.
Yeah, I love to fight. I really love to win. Sucks to lose. You know what I mean? People ask me how many wins I got. I don't know. They ask me what's my record. I say 8 losses. That's just how I am. So I mean, the losses stick, and I don't want more losses than what I have. And I would never have got. I could never see myself getting paid to lose. That would fucking suck. There's people out there that probably would do that. I mean,
yeah.
You know, guys who don't think they have a chance to win whatsoever. I always think I have a fucking hot chance to win. Whether it's striking, whether it's grappling, whether it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's grappling. I might want to stop thinking that. But I always think that, you know? So it's like, even when I was making 10 and 10, I'd had a different mentality than everybody else.
Yeah.
I realized that was still 20 grand. And that was a lot more than what I was making on a local scale. On a local scale, you know, I knew guys who were working at that time who were making, you know, maybe 40 in a year. So I knew that if I fought twice, I was already making what those guys made. I know if I fought 3 to 4 times that year, within a year span, I was making way more than those guys. And the check was doing nothing but going up. So I guess I never complained because I knew my work ethic. You know, I knew I was going to go to work. You know, those guys who are looking for that type of thing, I can understand them putting this in play to stop that, you know, inside information and so on and so forth. I just don't think that you'll ever be able to stop that right there. I don't think you'll ever be able to find out who has inside information on a fighter and bet. I mean, it's such a wide variety. So many people in the gym. They got so many family members. There's so many people outside of that. You said inside the house? Okay, well, cool. Old boy about to call his second cousin, the third cousin. That's his baby mama's sister's brother.
Right.
Yeah.
And he gonna bet because that's his homeboy from back in the Gap, and he ain't got no relative ties whatsoever. Yeah. Besides, he's fucking your cousin's baby mama. You know what I mean? So
I'm not going to give any ideas because I don't want them to make any more rules.
I mean, there's really no way to stop it.
No way, but
it is smart to put a rule in play. So just in case guys are, you know, just in case guys are thinking about doing that shit, understand that there's a consequence if you do get caught.
Because it's also too, it's getting a big name. UFC, man, it's I mean the name and the eyes on the sport. Not, you know, I think years ago I remember watching UFC 1, and I remember watching like Royce Gracie go in like a 50-minute fight with Ken Shamrock, you know, because there was no rounds, there was no time limit, there was no weight limits, but it was dudes that just love to fight, right? Like I think it's a different, but you have people now that, not saying you have to love to fight if you go through the training and whatnot.
I mean,
but
some guys are just athletes.
Well, they're athletes and they're looking for payday. They're looking for, you support your family. We all work to make a paycheck, right? And so, but I do think there's so many eyes on the sport now, and there's so many people out there that it's not just this MMA community anymore. You have business people involved. You have so many sponsors. There's too much money. When something becomes worth billions of dollars, there's money in there and people could be bought. Like, look, I changed my whole get up because you're going to give me a chain. I was going to marry a guy because you gave me a chain. So imagine if a dude offers you a couple $100,000 to
Good
throw.
Fucking point.
Yeah, right. So I think I think it protects yourself. If anything ever comes out, UFC's protected. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. You definitely got to protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
And they still can keep the fighters that are being
learned that.
sponsored by these betting companies. They can still keep those relationships. They can still have them as brand ambassadors. I just don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, literally, when I leave here, I'm about to do a MyBookie post as soon as I leave.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it right now?
You're still
Shout
allowed
out,
to do
we're
that.
talking about gambling.
Totally.
So aren't you sponsored by MyBookie?
Yeah, shout out to MyBookie. Shout out to MyBookie.
If you're gonna bet, use the code. What's your code?
If you're gonna bet, use my code that's in my bio because I can never remember it off the top of my head.
But don't. If you know Kevin, do not bet on Kevin.
Do not bet on me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you paid attention to everything I've ever said, even before this, I was always like, don't bet on me. You know, it's like, I don't want to hear you talking about, hey, I bet on you and it didn't work out. I don't want to hear you saying, hey, you bet on me and I paid your rent. I don't want to hear nothing about your bets on me whatsoever. Now, you can bet on other people and tell me about it. That's perfectly fine. I never wanted to. Never have
People
before,
tell you
never
that?
will in the future. Hey, I don't care about your bets. Look, if you lost, I guarantee you didn't put more money in than I did and you didn't lose as much money as I did. Somebody was like, hey, bro, I lost $50 on you on the Brunson fight. I'm like, bro, I lost, add zeros on that motherfucker. You know
Cheapskate. You only thought it was worth $50, dick.
Like, yeah, come on. You know what I mean? Like, shit, bro. It's like, yeah, I can't pay my rent because I lost $50 on you. Like, oh God, dude, how cheap's your fucking rent?
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're
it's like
there.
I don't like the whole I bet on you thing, but I'm not against betting whatsoever. I'll shoot dice, play dominoes with you all day long.
I love
from
to
the old
gamble.
school. Yeah,
gambling's so much fun.
Yeah. It's like,
Speaking of
it's an addiction, and if you have addiction to gambling, they will put the hotline up at the bottom of the screen and call that number.
Go bet. But if you have a problem betting, call the hotline.
Call the hotline.
Let's go.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's an addiction, right?
It is an addiction. Yeah.
It's a nice one, though.
And use some Bow Valley barbecue sauce.
I mean, Bow Valley barbecue is an addiction, but you do not have to call a hotline for that. You can just call Bow Valley or hit it up online and just order more.
Just order
We should do a taste test. Bow Valley. We
I want to try it.
I got some right.
Whoa, I was like, what?
Like, I was like, what, bro?
Take the OnlyFans shirt off.
I got something right at the house. So next time we have a podcast, I'll bring it.
We got to guys. Try it. Guys.
What is
we're
going
married
on
now,
here?
so I didn't know.
Well, you moved right when you said it, so it
Shine
seemed like you were
bashful.
going to take it out your pocket or something.
Yeah.
Or out of your sweater.
I was like, what? That's a true
Sorry, underneath
sponsorship.
your
You carry
sweater.
fucking the sauces. You're about only sauce man.
Bow
Valley.
Speaking of UFC, they have a new league that they talked about earlier this week.
Yeah.
And released to the public. This is their Power Slap League.
Yeah.
Where they're slapping motherfuckers now.
Have you seen the video of Arnold Schwarzenegger watching it?
No.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful video.
Remember when he got drop kicked at that event? Remember when
That was
dude-
horrible.
That was terrible. Who does that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Remember when he got sorry he was slapping, but I was like,
Did you see what happened after though?
that dude got rolled.
Bro, he got up and was like, I'll be back.
Yeah. It's like, who does that? What a dick. So slap what first of all.
So they've been working on this for a year to make sure that it works and it can actually be a real sport. Okay.
Makes
They've been
sense.
working with the commission. They work with the attorney general in Nevada, and they want to do the same rules as MMA, such as, the weight class, matchmaking. They want them to wear earplugs, mouth guards, have a 10-point system when they do this. Yeah. So this is a
Like the
real
real
sport. Like there's technique
I
to
feel like they
this.
should do a 7-point system.
Well, you gotta go talk to them
1
about
through
that.
7. Like, what do you rate that slap?
What do they do? Where are they doing it at? The UFC Center?
I don't know where they're doing it yet, but
Is there
I
a
think
technique?
that's what I wanted to know. I
Like, are they
wanted
looking for a certain technique when they slap? Like, how
how
are
do you
judging
train
this?
for this?
Yeah.
I don't know. So we have Diaz. So Nate Diaz, who specializes in the Stockton slap and the Stockton sprint. When he didn't want to fight you.
Yeah.
He was Stockton sprint, but there's got to be a technique because he slaps everybody in his fight.
I want to learn this technique because if I knew there was a technique for slapping bitches, I would have learned
in
that a
Kung
long
Fu,
time
they
ago.
did have a combat slap.
I'm, listen, I'm a guy that I train, I dabble in mixed martial arts. I do a couple days a week, and every time I put my hands down, my coach slaps me. It bothers the hell out of me, and I don't know it's coming, but then I'm like, okay, hands up, right?
It's quick too.
And it pisses me off. Like, it irritates me. It makes me more mad for myself, right? Yeah. But I'm like the kid that can't, I always tried to find Christmas presents. I can't wait. Like, I'm Christmas morning, how you wake up and go. I'm like, let me find these things before. Like, I do whatever I can to get my wife to tell me what she bought me for Christmas because I hate the anticipation. I have to know. Yeah. And so standing there, watching, and you're warming up to slap me, hell no. Yeah. I'd rather you just punch me randomly than the slap. That's got to be
how
terrible.
I feel like slapping is worse than.
Yeah. We would have to fight
punished.
after that. Like, I don't care who you are. If you slap me, we're going to have to throw some rounds.
I mean,
right? I want to see if this
I
is
wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't
No.
join the league?
No.
How much they
I would
they
watch
paid
it.
you?
No.
No way.
No. I wouldn't do bare knuckle either.
I wonder if we can bet on slapping fights because this was specifically MMA that they said on betting.
But it's UFC league, right?
Yeah, but
Some gray
they
area.
said for MMA.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder.
I mean, that's good. But let's be real here. I definitely watch some hot girls slap each other.
Just slap with the weight
Yeah,
class.
that's gonna happen.
Just jump like,
I wonder if it's at the UFC or.
They're gonna try the Kevin Holland
gotta
technique
stop
and slap
slapping
some titties.
It's slapping face, not titties. Did you learn your lesson earlier?
slap them titties.
Yeah. I wonder. Wait, how in
Slap
the accent?
them
Or the
titties.
accent? Where did he say he was from?
Nigga, I'm from Africa. Nah, he didn't. So he was like, I'm from Africa. I can say that. I was like, man, you can't say that shit.
Oh
Boy,
my
what's wrong?
God.
But look, all right, look, I gotta change the subject. I gotta change the subject because you start talking about slapping, and you got me thinking about slapping. Yeah, just stop it. Stop.
Oh my
Look.
gosh.
Blackman to the rescue. Dum, 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 dum. Blackman. Okay, so I'm riding my scooter. Let me take it back. Take it back a little bit. I get a phone call from my little brother. FaceTime. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Answer the FaceTime. He's like, hey, bro. I'm like, yo, bro. He's like, bro, look at this. I'm like, show me, bro. I'm on the game. But when he shows me this, instantly, I'm like, dun, 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 Blackman. Because you guys really got me going with this superhero shit for all you people out there. So, police cars, like, lined up. And it's, like, at his house. And he's, like, in the window in the blinds. And I'm like,
That guy.
oh, shit, what'd you do? He's like, bro, why you always think I did something? I didn't do nothing. And my little brother's younger than me, but his voice is deeper than mine.
He does have a deep
Yeah, it
voice.
sounds like, I ain't even going to say that. I shouldn't say that on air, so I'm not going to say that. But he sounds like, he sounds like somebody's grandfather or uncle or some shit like that. So he's like, bro. It's like, they trying to get the people next door. So I'm like, bro, like, what do you mean trying to get the people next door? So, my mom snatched the phone. Man, them motherfuckers over there fucking up, kid. I'm like, what happened? She's like, I don't know, but there's so many laws down there. It's to the left. It's to the right. I'm like, dun, 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 Blackman. I'm on my way.
So you get your scooter.
I hop on the scooter.
How fast does the scooter go?
It gets up to about like 18.
Motorized or electric?
Electric.
Okay. You had it plugged in, fully charged?
It had 2 bars when I got on there.
Okay. How many miles does 2 bars go?
I don't know, because as soon as I got around the corner, I hit 1 bar.
Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't full 2 bars.
it was a 1.5
bar and
bar.
a quarter, maybe.
Bruh. I'm like, looking back, I said, did anybody ever charge it? No! I'm like, God.
What happens when it runs out? You got to push it back? Like, oh.
It's kind of like a regular scooter.
Okay.
With a motor in it, so it's kind of hard to push. But it didn't run out of juice. Moral of the story, it didn't run out of juice, but I'll make you think it did. So I'm riding it down the street, and it starts doing a little blink thing, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta get there. I gotta get there before the raid happens. I want to see the raid. Like, I gotta be there for this. Like, just in case they need me. They never know. They might need me. So I'm starting to kick. I'm pushing.
A little extra. We're getting up to 21 miles an hour now.
It was going about 10, maybe 8. I was like, damn, this thing's going slow. But like, my afro's in the wind, it's flying, I didn't have my hat on, so it was feeling good. So I hit the corner, skirt, pull up. As I pull up, it's cops on cops. The lady with the stroller, I see her, she's like pushing the baby and stuff, doing a soft little hard walk.
Yeah.
As soon as she see all them squad cars, she turn the stroller around, start sprinting. I'm like, damn, that's a fast ass sprinter. So I pull up on my scooter, pull up into my mom and them little parking lot shit in the house, you know what I'm saying? Turn the scooter off, hit the kickstand up. I'm there, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the cops and stuff. I sat in the house for about 10 minutes. Ain't nothing happening. I'm getting bored. So I go to leave the house. And as I go to leave, I look, a couple more cop cars pulling up. I'm like, man, I should
SWAT or just...
It wasn't no SWAT. It was just like a whole bunch of it was a couple undercovers and stuff. So I'm thinking they've been kind of watching and stuff. So it turns out today, get a message, as soon as I got home, turns out when I get home,
Then they go in.
they catch the motherfuckers. Just my luck. I missed the whole goddamn party, right? So get a message today. These motherfuckers had 500,000 worth of fentanyl in that thing. I guess it was enough fentanyl to kill 500,000 people. They had $100,000 cash in there. They had guns in there. They had all kind of drugs in there. And this is right around the corner from my house.
Yeah.
So only thing I'm thinking is, like, bro, I've gotten my car jacked. I've had to stop a jacket from a car. Kids been robbing the cars. I'm like, bro, they said this was a good neighborhood. Like, this is where all the nice people live. They said this is where the rich
that's
folks
where all
live.
the people listen.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I grew up close, well, kind of, not really. I grew up on the north side of Fort Worth, and I went to school closer to the area where your house is in now.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize is the people from the hood, they're regentrifying the hoods, okay? So people from the hoods are moving out into places like this, and they're going to school into places like that. So we're in nice neighborhoods and new school districts and all this cute shit around, and there's bullshit going on.
So you just got to keep moving to the newest.
You got to keep going.
You got to come like Frisco, bro. We're
where it's too expensive for
it's not Frisco.
it's
like
not. I moved from there not too long ago.
It's not bad. You don't have to worry about that shit. I say that, but like we don't worry about that. Like really.
I think I bring the problems wherever I go. Bro.
Maybe you're the problem. Yeah, I mean it's okay.
I asked you before
them.
if you were gonna keep doing this superhero thing.
You tried.
Now you got to do some community
But
watch.
check this
shit.
out. Check this out though. I had a feeling that the guys were in the house next door because the house next door was like it was empty, right? Turns out they were in the fucking house next door. So as I was riding off, I told the cop, I was like, bro, they probably rode off on a little cool scooter like this. Wouldn't that be cool? And he was like, beep beep. He was like, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And I look back at the house and I'm like, yeah, if it was me, I'd be in that house. Sure enough, they were in the house next door. 5 bad guys sat in the house next door for an hour and a half, 2 hours,
chilling
while these guys were steady looking through the same house.
Could you imagine how nerve-wracking to be your next door?
I've been over there smoking a blunt. I'd have been so nervous.
Order some Uber Eats just to really
It'd
rub
have been
it in the face.
I thought that house was empty.
They probably still wouldn't have known though.
Yeah, who's over there?
There was a drug bust, one of the biggest drug busts actually earlier this year. I believe it was earlier this year in Fort Worth also. And I believe it was cocaine. They had millions of dollars worth of cocaine in Fort Worth.
Well, look, DFW, if you guys need Blackman on payroll, I think I'm going to start me a tow truck service. So hire me for tow trucking, but that other stuff.
You're going to solve crime in a tow truck?
Yeah.
I like that. What's the
while
tow
repoing
truck?
your shit.
Yeah. Get your shit jacked in there.
Yeah, it's called Blackman Towing System.
Blackman. You think that's going to fly?
Probably not.
Yeah, but we could.
Damn.
I'm in. I'm in with that.
I mean, like, if they don't say it like that, you know.
I think they have. Look, but if I call, hey, I was looking for Blackman Towing, it's probably not going over well. Like, yeah, hey, keep your ass in Frisco, buddy. they're not gonna let me.
I'll probably think of a different name for the towing company.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I'll get back to you guys next week on that one.
Are you gonna move?
I've been looking at other places and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be 100% real with you. When it's just me and my son, I feel like my house is too big. So I'm torn between wanting a bigger house and wanting a tad bit smaller house. You know what I mean? So, but then every once in a while I have guests and stuff like that. So I'm like, I probably shouldn't get a smaller house. So I really don't know. And I honestly don't know if I want to move. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to let all this stuff make me move, you know? It's like, this neighborhood's safer with me around. So
Yeah.
I should probably just stay there for the safety of the neighborhood. Yeah. And the safety of everybody else's neighborhood.
The people.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't move.
You probably shouldn't move.
Yeah.
They need you on the scooter. Yeah. They need you on the scooter. Black man on the scooter.
You know, yeah, I need to be on the scooter. So I think I might just stay where I am.
Yeah, we should do a podcast over there.
We should in the front yard.
While they're doing a bust. That'd be fun. They wouldn't fly.
No, we don't need to bring attention to the house.
Then
They're next door.
Yeah.
Hey,
then the
let's do
little
it.
kid down the street who wants to start like his own little YouTube channel, he's like, bro, they got all the fucking podcast shit right over there.
Yeah,
Let's do it in front of
jacket,
someone
yeah.
else's house that's
Yeah,
been doing bullshit
got a neighbor.
and bring the attention to their house.
I got a neighbor.
Yeah, you do,
Their
don't
dogs
you?
bark nonstop.
Yeah,
I let
I'm
my
not
dog
doing
out for my dog to go pee,
do that.
and then their dogs would just start barking.
I can't do that shit.
Bro.
I can't deal with the barking dogs.
I'm like, what?
It's like Eminem's at the best. Fuck you too, and then barking dogs. I can't deal with that.
Bro, I'm like about to give him a CBD treat. Like, bro, oh, little doggy, calm down. Calm here. Yeah, okay.
Do you ever go over there and tell them, stop, get your dog?
No. Yeah. So check this out. When they first moved in, I lived there before them, right? I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I lived there before them.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
throw that
an
out
OG
there.
in this neighborhood.
You know, now I'm not above everybody else, but those ones
Above
right there,
them, yeah.
they lived in after me.
Looking down your ivory tower, peasants.
You know, my dog's in the backyard running around one day, right? So, and I'm out at the gym. Beautiful day outside. I gave my dog ice water. You know, I give him a little cold bag foods, give him freeze bones. Like my dog,
Nice, living the
he
life.
lives a decent life when he wants
He's
to.
living the main event
You know,
life.
it's like when he wants to eat the stuff, he lives a good life. Sometimes he just looks at it, and I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? That's good stuff right there. And he's like, yeah, bring me something else. I could tell by it.
You ever give him like cooked food? Like, do you cook for him?
Every once in a while,
Yeah, I knew that.
I make steak for him. You know?
I knew you did. I also could see it. You're that guy.
Yeah, no seasoning, of course. But one day the kid's like, I guess the parents don't speak fluid English. So the kid's like, yeah, your dog's been over here messing with my dogs. Can you get your dog? I was like, no. I lived here first. Get your dog. And I was like, I went in the house and I was like, damn, that was a kid. I was like, fuck it. Point got across. Went upstairs, played the game. You know, then I went downstairs about 30 minutes later, let my dog in. But I only let him out there a little extra 30 because we had to like get that point across. You know, this is our yard.
Because you're the original.
Yeah. My dog was barking his ass off too. And I was like, yeah.
This is at the tone.
How's it feel?
Yeah.
At the tone.
Let him know.
Yeah, this is our hood.
Then I was like, Draco, shut up. He was like, all right, let me in. Let me in.
Just give me some cooked steak.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about, I don't know where I want to talk about the slapping anymore, but I think that would be fun to do a podcast there.
At the slap?
At the slap contest.
Oh yeah.
You know, I used to call myself Smackman in 2020.
I think there you go, Smackman. See, I think that would be fun. We could go do when they're wherever. You know, they got to be doing it in Vegas.
Yeah,
Gotta go.
Smackman at the slap competition.
Season
What do you
2.
guys think about that, cozies?
Season 2, Smackman. I think the Smackman edition would be the. I think it'd be fun because look, we got season 1, right? We're going through 10 episodes.
Yeah.
You got your fight coming up December 3rd, so we'll take probably a 2-week break there.
Yeah.
Release some content, but we'll be lining up stuff for season 2. I think that's perfect.
I think
season
so too.
2.
I think we should
Vegas.
see how hard you slap by you slapping them.
Them?
Yeah.
Cozy Bros.
I don't want to slap them. I like them.
Yeah,
I do have some people I want to slap though.
we should. I'm down with that. What you know what? Speaking of slap, it's not. It's not the Cozy Bro. It's not quite slap, but Devontae Adams, Pro Bowl superstar, wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders. Controversy.
Some angles don't look good. Some angles look okay. But look, if I'm okay with Connor slapping phones out of people's hands, then the cameraman. Look, I was just okay with her slapping the cameraman over there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure were.
But he got, I mean, so he's on the field, right? He's on the field. So let's put it in perspective. You're in the octagon, and you're leaving the octagon.
Yeah.
So you're walking back, and, you know,
wouldn't happen.
and the guy runs across you.
Wouldn't happen.
What if it did?
Wouldn't.
Why?
Because they regulate it too
smooth
well.
on that.
Yeah. But
Don't
It's
they?
like-
But
it's
they
like even if I
regulate
would've
it so
shoved him,
well.
I would have caught him. You know what I mean? If I was like, boom, because I didn't realize he was in front of me, and it was just like an instinct.
You would have pushed him.
I
And caught
still
him
would
with
have
his foot.
tried. I would have tried to like catch him. You know what I mean? Like the way he did it was like, boom, and then he was just like, why are you walking in front of me?
Yeah,
and I feel him 100%, but it's kind of his job.
I think you get in
Don't take
trouble,
camera
but
around.
to get assault charges pressed on you,
Hey, bro, you know the cameraman didn't like being pushed.
well, then don't stay on the fucking field. You know,
I
it's like,
think as a camera person, and they have talked about this before in other sports, especially when you're close in proximity to an athlete, people who've had camera, people like in MMA, people who've had the camera in the cage after people win have gotten the cameras knocked out of their hands because someone does a kick or, you know, flips off the fence.
like that guy did the backflip off the fence.
And they don't, you know,
Yeah.
they're like, oh shit, okay, next time I need to. So I
Have
just
better
think,
space.
I think first as a media person, that is the athlete's territory.
Yeah.
One, I think it's the athlete's territory.
you're on
So
the
I
field.
think you have to, me personally, I do media stuff. I would never run across any open area where an athlete would be walking
he
out.
didn't. So in the media is the, and I'm on both sides here, or not, but he wasn't running to go in front of him. He was trying to get to an because
Right. I think he was trying to get to the other
He
side.
was trying to get to the other side, so he was.
But he
Credited.
didn't look.
So he wasn't just media. So there's credited media, and you guys might know there was accredited media, which they have that right to be in there.
Yeah.
He was credited, and he was running across to go get the shot, and he was so they're crossing. It wasn't like he ran in front of him. Wasn't like he was walking in front of him. Wasn't like he.
So are there moral rules like an athlete
know.
is supposed to stop?
Nah, I mean, I don't. I think honestly, it's body language. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
he
Right.
pushed him. The way he looked at him was kind of like,
kind of big leagued him a little
yeah,
bit. Like
kind of like, bro, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? And it's understandable, but he could have said sorry.
But did he
Something like
came
that.
out
Or
and
helped
he
him
said-
up, been like,
Yeah,
my bad.
been like my bad.
You
And
look that up. Did Ron Artest and Steven S. Jack, which by the way, S. Jack's one of my favorite basketball players ever, did Port Arthur, Texas, I believe. Did they get charges pressed on them when they're the Malice in the Palace? Do you know when they went to the stands and the fans came on the court?
Oh,
Because it's fans, and then when Khabib jumped at in the crowd, and remember the team came in the ring, and one of them punched Conor from behind. No, there was no charges pressed there either, right? I don't think.
I don't know. I just want. Did this guy? Did he
Just
suffer
suspension?
from injuries? The guy that was pushed, or is he just? Are they just teaching this guy a lesson for
That's
pushing
what I'm-
people?
Honestly, it's like you think about it like this: is the league suing him or is the guy suing him? The cameraman.
So he got criminal charges.
The cameraman's doing it, though, right?
The cameraman or
the-
the company?
The criminal
Okay.
charges.
So the cameraman, nobody should be mad at anybody but the cameraman, right?
Yes.
And the cameraman, at the end of the day, he's probably gonna get a little bit of money. He's probably all that other shit ain't gonna stick.
Yeah.
But it was a money fetch, money grab, more than likely. But at the end of the day, we have to think about how embarrassed the cameraman got.
Yeah.
Super.
Cameraman got thrown all on the ground and stuff like that. You didn't try and help him up. You didn't say sorry. You didn't take accountability for your actions at that moment in time.
Yep.
So now you have to take accountability for your actions later on.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the day, it's like you're a fucking dickhead for pushing that guy on the ground like that and saying fuck him. It's like you're in a big spot, you're in a great spot in life, and it's like don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
That's the lesson to learn here. Don't be a fucking asshole. Obviously, I don't know the guy, but from what I seen on that video, it's like you could have went around it a different way. You could have helped the fucker up. If you did, you wouldn't probably be in the situation.
Probably wouldn't got charges pressed if you held him up.
You embarrassed the fucker, so now he's gonna embarrass you back. Kudos. What do they say? Consequences and repercussions, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. You got charges
repercussions
pressed.
for his fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Don't push the cameraman if you do help him up.
Don't push the cameraman. Just don't be a fucking asshole. I mean, if you're an asshole,
help
say
him
sorry.
up. Yeah. Look, life advice from Kevin Holland. Be a new segment. If you're gonna be a dick, just make sure you apologize afterwards.
Exactly.
That's
not a dick. You're not a dick if they like it. Remember that.
Wow. No,
That's
that is
next level.
That's
That shit's so far, you get charges pressed on you for that one.
Scratch that.
That one's fire.
Well, Cozy's over there, the bosses, they're saying that we have reached our time limit.
they're
guys.
Reach our
tired of
time?
us.
We're at. So we're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
I think last thing we got. How much time do we have?
None.
None. Few minutes. Okay, so we got a few minutes. The one thing, and we'll end it, is Results Roofing, Results Paints and Repair, all the RR brands. We're gonna be doing a food drive for a great organization. It's here local in the DFW. I know there's people watching all over, but in Dallas. I didn't know this one hits home to me because I was homeless at 14, and there was nights that I went to bed and the only thing I had to eat was sleep, right? Didn't have food. It was real, and it puts you in a different world. There was times that I didn't have food and didn't have any of that. And so I say there's Food for Soul. It's a family owned and operated. It's a nonprofit, but they've done over 22,000 meals for homeless kids in DFW. There's one school district here in our backyard that has over 2,000 homeless kids. They provide food. They provide shoes, jackets, everything for them. This couple's so into what they do. Their kids went to Keller, and they saw some kids were hungry. They started this organization back in 2009, but they actually put a mortgage on their home to fund this, right? It's a huge thing. And so at the RR brands, we're going to be taking donations. It's like canned foods, boxed foods, like granola bars, SpaghettiOs, raviolis, hearty soups, box food.
And you can count on the Helping Brothers to be there. Me and my boys with the Helping Brothers will definitely be there.
We're going to get there. So look, guys, we have Results Roofing here in Carrollton, 2828 East Trinity Mills Road. You can donate here. We have Results Paints and Repair in Mansfield. If you're close, get with us, reach out. We're going to donate a bunch of stuff, and we're going to just do a huge food drive over the next couple weeks to bring stuff for them so they can give it back to our community, because that's what it's about. And when you see somebody with so much passion giving back to our community, we want to make sure we do our part too. So hey, this show is Fun and Games. We're having a great time, but we want to make sure we do that. And so that's how we'll end it. Food for Soul. Look it up. Reach out to us on the Realize Recognize podcast, and we'll set up the donation for you to get it, and we'll make sure we take care of these people. So stay tuned for the next one. We got number 6 coming up. 6 to get in, do something fun. So I think that's it, man. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
Love y'all. See y'all next time.